Hey guys, it's William. Let me just first say this video is not for everyone. Yesterday I posted a vlog video just walking around the city, the little beach town that I'm in, and I got a lot of positive response. So if you're interested in vlogs, you can stay. If you're not, this video really isn't for you, okay? But thank you for clicking. Alright, who's still here? So guys, right now I'm just at the gym at my condo. It's open right now, no lockdowns in the city, just everything shut down because no tourism. You guys can see the video from yesterday about the beach. And I'm just doing some walking. Let me show you what I'm doing. Just kind of a normal speed, a little bit of a quick walk, and uphill. I think uphill really amplifies any workout. It takes it to the next level. It makes you burn a lot more calories. What I like to do also, I get some really small dumbbells and I'll just like walk with them. I hold them and walk with them. And again, that's an additional few calories burnt. It makes your hands stronger, it makes your heart stronger. It's just a nice little bonus. But anyways, I'm just gonna talk for a bit. Not sure what about. Today I've got some classes at 3:30 to 5:30. It's a writing class. And you guys can probably tell that I like talking a lot. So during class, I love interacting with my students, talking a lot. So the writing class is really not my forte. Because basically what I do, I present them with a new style of writing, such as like essays, like some fun thing you like, or investigative writing, something like that, or fiction. So I spend about 15 minutes teaching them the new style of writing, and then I kind of just have to be quiet, and it's not my favorite class. So I teach them the new style. I say, okay guys, you need any help, you raise your hand. Chinese students are never gonna raise their hand. They're very reluctant to ask questions because it's a sign of like not knowing something, and then their parents will be angry with them. So after they're finished writing, it's really cool. I love this modern technology. After they finish writing, they take a picture with their phone and send it to the group chat. I'm able to show their picture on the screen and in real time go over the grammar problems and just English writing conventions. Meaning conventions means mistakes. So yeah, I've got that class later. And tomorrow is gonna be the big day. Tomorrow, Thursday, I believe the 11th of February. It's gonna be great. There's this cool island right next, not right next to, it's 3 hours by boat. But there's this island nearby Phuket. It's called Phi, Phi. And it's really the creme de la creme of islands. It's a national park, so I need to bring like $15 for a national park fee. But whatever, it makes it clean and nice. And this place is pretty much assured to see a turtle, a sea turtle. And I've actually never seen them before. They're not uncommon, but I haven't seen them yet. So I'm hoping to see a sea turtle and a black tip reef shark. That's pretty much just a sharky looking shark. I say that because a large majority of sharks don't really look like what we think sharks look like. They're much closer to like catfish, kind of like flat-bellied bottom-feeding fish. So I hope to see the turtle and the black tip reef shark, and they don't get too big, about 6 feet, about 2 meters. And the turtles, you know, they can vary from the size of an apple to the size of a large TV. So I'm excited for that. And I always like to do just like light exercise the day before scuba diving. Because you don't want to do any kind of like muscle exercise, like with dumbbells or weights or something. Because it takes, you know, about 24 hours to recover, depending on your diet. So I don't want to be recovering while I'm on the boat. So the boat is really cool. Let me tell you guys about the costs here in Thailand for diving. It's not a lot at all. What you get is a great value. So it's about $100, about $90, $100. And you get transportation from your hotel. So it's about like 25 minutes, not too long, but just 25-minute shuttle ride. You get the transportation. You get all your equipment, like the regulator, the mask, the fins, the wetsuit, the air tanks. You get all the equipment. You get a guide, like a dive guide, basically, you know, a teacher. And in this pandemic time, you know, there's not a lot of tourism, so it's always a one-to-one experience. Not always, but very often a one-to-one experience, which is great. You know, people pay extra money for that, usually. So you get the transportation, You get the dive teacher, you get the equipment, and then guys, the great thing about Asia, Thailand in particular, the service is fantastic. On the boat, they have like 3 courses, like a 3-course breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. So you get on the boat and they'll have like a bunch of eggs, scrambled eggs, sausage, fake bacon, because there's lots of Muslims in this part of the world, so they just don't serve pork. They've got fruits, then a really good lunch, like not joking, it's as good as restaurant quality, and that's saying a lot because the restaurants here are great. And then afterwards, more fruit. And as we head back to the shore, to the dock, the pier, they have these really good pancakes. Oh my God, I ate like 12 or 15 because diving makes you really ravenously hungry. After I first went scuba diving, I asked my teacher, I was like, how are all you guys not like ripped with 6-pack abs? Because this probably burns like 3,000 calories at least. He's like, well, look around. Like they're all, chunky older guys. And he just says it makes you super hungry, so they usually just eat a lot. And plus, older white guys in Thailand, they tend to be barflies, so they drink a lot of alcohol. So they just drink and eat a lot. And even me, like I'm pretty healthy. And after scuba diving, I will like order a bunch of KFC and pizza and like bananas. So it does make you super hungry. But it's great. So you get all of that for about $100. So if you just think in a normal day, you budget, well, I'm really cheap, but like a normal day, you would budget like $15 or $20 for food. I would budget like $3. And fun, like you go to the beach, like fuel costs or taxi costs. So a normal day of just living costs about $30. So for $90, you get a great day of living, all the food and everything. And it's a super great experience. The boat is pretty top-notch too. Dive boats are interesting, you'll see tomorrow. The back has like all the tanks, the air tanks that you wear on your back. The back of the boat, on your back. And it's cool. There's some guys that work on the boat, they're just called boat boys. And they fill up the air for you. They help you get the cylinder on your back, help you disrobe. They help you get in the water. They're really cool people. So last time I went, I actually brought a bunch of really like artisanal donuts. I'll definitely include it in the video tomorrow. These are fantastic donuts, and I gave it to all the workers. There's 4 boat boys, 1 captain, 1 cook, and 2 female managers. And it's a really nice crew. I learned most of their names, and I'm really bad with Asian names, even though I've been living here so long, like in Asia. Unless you have an English name, I'm probably not gonna remember. Oh wait, the only names I remember are the English names, but I do know their names. So yeah, they're really cool people, and it's always a nice experience. Basically, you wake up, you wake up whenever you want to, but the shuttle leaves your condo at like 7:15 in the morning, so pretty early. We get to the pier around 7:40. There's like a nice 7-Eleven by the drop-off point, so I usually go there and get some Snickers or a Coke Zero. We get on the boat. It's cool. The boat is like 1 kilometer away. It's like the pier is so long. Like I was like, oh, can I just walk? Because in the morning I like walking. And they're like, no, it's pretty far. Just get in the shuttle. So then you must take off your shoes before getting on the boat. That's an Asian thing, but more so a Thai thing. Even in like government offices, when you go to the place to pay your electric bill, you take off your shoes. So no shoes on the boat. You can always tell when someone's a noob, like a new diver, if they're wearing like shoes that tie, like tennis shoes. Because most everyone just wears like flip-flops because you're not going to be wearing them and you want to be able to take them off easily. So you get on the boat. There's always a safety briefing, and you must wear a life jacket when you're nearby the dock. Because a few years ago, this boat called the Phoenix, you guys can research it, the Phoenix, crashed or sunk right off the coast of the dock, like right by the dock, and like a lot of people died. They were like sucked into the boat, they were drowned, like they drowned. It was a Chinese cruise ship, so lots of Chinese people cannot swim. And yeah, so you have to wear your life vest or else they'll get a huge fee, and I'm sure they'll make you pay some of it. And after we get like 5 minutes away from the dock, we can take off our life vests. And then it's usually about a good 2 hours to the dive sites. And you might be thinking like, oh my God, that's so far, that's annoying. The beaches here that you saw yesterday are super beautiful, but if you go 2 hours away from super beautiful, it's super duper beautiful. And like I said, tomorrow it's actually going to be a 3-hour boat ride, and we're going to PHI National Park. It's an island. All right, so on the boat, yeah, like I said earlier, you just eat breakfast. Scuba diving is kind of a social thing, and I'm not too social, so I'm still trying to get used to it. But there's like a smoking section in the back. I never go there, I don't like smoking. But I usually just talk to some old British guys, old foreign guys. But I'll talk to Thai people now. Because usually when I'm here, it's during high season, and Thai people are smart. They don't come during high season because it's expensive and crowded. But now, because pandemic, the only tourists we have are Thai people, usually from up north, kind of the wealthier area of Thailand. And they're pretty cool. I mean, I always get along with everyone, or at least try to. So on the boat, we'll have 3 dives. Starting to get tired. I'm gonna make the uphill a bit more. So on the boat, we'll have 3 dives. And you notice when I get tired, that's when I make it harder. So 3 dives, usually around like 11 a.m. Then it's always like a 45-minute break or 1-hour break. One around 12:30 or so, and then one around 2:30 or 3, and then back to shore. So the dives are great. You have 200 bar of air. I'm not really sure the American measurement because I've only scuba dived here. But you get 200 bar, which in a life and death situation would be about 75 minutes of air. But the maximum time we're allowed to dive is only 50 minutes, 50. And I said earlier that it's a one-to-one experience. But when it's not a one-to-one experience, you can get screwed so easily. Like say there's some heavy smoker or just someone who's out of shape or an elderly person who's out of shape. Elderly doesn't necessarily mean out of shape because I'm gonna be super fit when I'm older. So anyways, basically if someone smokes or drinks, the bad things, or not in shape, it can really ruin your dive. There was this young guy, relatively healthy, but he was like a drug addict. And our first dive, he could only do 35 minutes. Now that might not sound a lot less than 50, but if you look at it like mathematically, it's basically 20%. So I'm paying full price, and yet I only get an 80% dive. So I was like pissed, but you know, it's not his fault, and he's a newer diver. So I just said, hey, can we change this guy to a bigger cylinder? Because if you're just a dummy that doesn't know how to breathe underwater, there's different cylinder sizes. I think there's 8 liter, 12 liter, and 15 liter. So most normal people will do a 12. I'm actually down to an 8 because I have really good breathing control. So we slapped a 15 liter on this dummy, and he was able to do like 45, and I'm like, whatever, okay. But now it's kind of cool when you're in a group because you just like pay attention and make sure everyone's together. You know, it's fun. And one time, it was me and this older Thai girl and the guide, a French guy, Switzerland. And I legitimately got lost for a moment. Because like, when you're scuba diving and you don't see your dive master with you, your dive leader, it's really scary. I mean, there's procedures in place. You're just supposed to wait for like 2 minutes and look around because they'll find you more than likely. But if you're not found after 2 minutes, you don't look for them. You just go up. And then hopefully the boat sees you. I mean, eventually they would realize you're not on the boat after about 30 or 40 minutes and probably find you. Because the vest we wear when we go diving, it's called the BCD, Buoyancy Control Device. It's connected to your air tank as well. So you can like push a button, your vest gets full of air, and you float really well. And even if you're out of air, there's a little nozzle on there. You can blow it up manually, a manual inflator. So really, it would be really hard to die during diving. I think the only people that died during diving would have died at that moment sitting on the sofa anyways. Because like I said, you don't really need to be that in shape to go diving. So there's lots of people with heart conditions or just people that drop dead randomly. And being underwater complicates everything, you know? So diving is super, super safe, although there are some deaths per year. But again, I just attribute that to people that were gonna die anyways. But if you were just gonna die from an equipment failure, it would be damn near impossible. Because you've got your regulator. And if that fails, you have your secondary regulator. If that fails, you're with your dive buddy, and he has a second regulator for you. If that fails, if they all fail, let me think. I guess you just have to go to the surface, honestly. But yeah, it would be super hard to dive during diving. And what else? The experience is always really cool. Lots of people wear a wetsuit, but it's super hot here. It's like 90 degrees, like 33 degrees. So I don't wear a wetsuit. I'm like, guys, I did wear it my first time, and I was like feeling hot. I kept having to like open the neck and like let in the cool water. And I was like, guys, like in Thailand, we pay a lot of money. Like electricity is relatively expensive, and the AC, you know? I was like, guys, we pay a lot of money to feel cold at our condos. Why are you like not wanting to feel cold right now underwater? It's a great experience. So whenever I go diving, I just wear like a little mesh shirt like this. And sometimes a Speedo or sometimes like leggings, like Nike Under Armour leggings. And it's a more free experience. I really like it. I'm not into wetsuits. You guys can also try to dive without wetsuits. I mean, if it were up to me, I would go diving with like a vest, the cylinder, the air tank, and a regulator, and fins and mask. Like, I don't even want the BCD. Like, I hardly ever use it anyways. Like, at the surface, I usually just like kick a little bit and stay afloat. Because, you know, it's good exercise, it's fun. But now after the first dive, it's usually fruit time. Sometimes it's lunchtime after the first dive, and I don't generally like that. I like to eat after the second dive. Let's see, and usually dive 3 finishes. All right, the treadmill finished. I think it's cool down now. So after dive 3, I'm usually like a dumb little kid. Like I literally just fall asleep in the saloon. There's like a eating area. I'll show you tomorrow. And my dive teacher usually just like puts all my stuff in my bag for me and then like wakes me up when we get back to the shore. So it's always funny. Like I fall asleep pretty easily. Like I fall asleep in taxis regularly. I've fallen asleep in class once. Like it was break time and we were watching a movie. I was legitimately asleep. So I fell asleep during a Super Bowl party. I can fall asleep really well. And let's see. So yeah, we get back to the shore. Usually the guys help carry the heavy things off the boat. They never let me help though, I don't know why. And they probably think I'm clumsy or something. Then we just ride back to town. Then I usually like eat 2 or 3 pizzas, no joke. And yeah, that's what diving is all about. It's super fun. If you guys have any questions, I doubt anyone's still watching at this point. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Anything about the gym, anything about diving, anything about Thailand, go for it. And if you're still here, let me know why you like this video. Did you enjoy the story? Did you enjoy learning about diving? Are you just listening to this while you are cooking or cleaning or something? Because I do that as well. That's why I don't feel uncomfortable making YouTube videos. Because guys, like other YouTubers bring me legitimate happiness and joy. I'm like, okay, cool. I can watch this guy review a movie while I'm cooking. I can watch this guy review, you know, I like reviews, honestly. Kind of like vlogs. So I don't ever feel bad like making YouTube videos. Like I'm not bothering anyone. And if I am, don't watch. What else? I've got class in a few hours. And then I'm just gonna have a nice relaxing night. And tomorrow I'm super excited for the diving. Tomorrow morning I'll show you guys how to pack for diving. Because there are certain things you wanna bring and certain things you don't need to bring. You wanna just pack, you know, efficiently. Here, I'll show you guys the condo building. And my room is actually down there on the first floor, just right by the pool. So I've got a really nice room right now, pool view. Because like when I first moved in, my landlord has like a few units in this place. I told you guys many, many times before, I'm antisocial. So I got the mountain view, because you know, it's not by the pool. I was thinking, okay, kids are annoying, like I don't want to hear people partying and playing music and stuff. But then this whole condo, it's a really big place. It's 8 stories, pretty big. There's only like 10 or 12 people living in the whole place. So there's not kids running around, there's not people really partying. So I changed to the pool view room, which is great because there's also like a mountain over there. So it's just really expansive and far. And I'm probably not gonna eat today. I'm gonna do some fasting. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not for health purposes. I just wanna flatten my stomach a bit for the diving tomorrow because I've been eating a lot of ice cream. But I'm more than likely just gonna end up ordering chicken anyways. It's cool, there's this great restaurant called Cheap Fried Chicken. And I'm like, You appealed to me deeply on 2 levels right there. It's cheap and it's fried. And guys, I've said before, like ultimately you want to cook for yourself and make sure you're using good ingredients and high quality oil and things like that. But not everyone is perfect all the time. And I'm definitely one of them. I mean, sometimes I'll do like a 5-day water fast. Sometimes I'll do like a 3-day dry fast, which means no water for 3 days. And whenever I'm dry fasting, I just get so motivated to exercise because your body kind of kicks into survival mode and your adrenaline is pumping. But it's really important to not do any hard exercise when you're fasting. The most you should do is just like light cardio, really, really light cardio. And the great thing about fasting is basically uses your body fat as fuel. Because listen, people think like, oh, if you don't eat, you're just gonna die. And that's not the truth at all. Or they think you don't eat, you're gonna eat all your muscle. That's not true at all either. There's like a hierarchy. Everything in life is a hierarchy, essentially. Like a hierarchy of needs in psychology, and there's a hierarchy of energy consumption. So if you have food in your stomach, your body will first use the food in your stomach. It's the easiest to access, and it just makes sense, like evolutionarily. Secondly, your body will use glucose. Glucose is glycogen, glucose. This is just the sugar stored in your liver and the sugar stored in your muscles. And you've got about 1 day's worth of energy, like 2,000 calories stored in your muscles. So actually, like when you go fasting, your muscles will get really small and like non-pumped because you're lacking that glycogen. So food in your stomach, glycogen. After that, your body goes to stored body fat. Stored body fat. Because think about it like from the caveman days. Like, oh no, I haven't caught a deer in 2 days. So my body's gonna eat my bicep to survive. But oh no, my bicep is now small and weak. I cannot catch the deer. I believe that's called a negative feedback loop. Could be a positive feedback loop. I never quite understood that. But anyways, if you don't catch a deer for 2 days, your body's not gonna cannibalize its muscle mass, or else you would not be able to eat. I mean, you wouldn't be able to catch the deer. So what it does is it does the body fat. After you've lost every single ounce of body fat, you'll start eating your muscle. After you eat all your muscle, you will eat your liver. I mean, you'll eat your intestines. Then you would die. It eats away at your heart, it eats away at your lungs. You're just self-cannibalizing at that point, and then you will die. So food in your stomach, sugar stored in your muscle and liver, body fat, muscle, intestines. So unless you have no body fat, you are totally okay to fast. And what I tell people is about half a kilogram, a pound in America, or let's just say kilogram for this example. 1 kilogram of body fat is about 2 fistfuls. Grab your stomach, grab something. If you have a fistful of fat, that's half a kilogram of fat. And 1 kilogram is about 3 days of fasting. So if you have just grab your stomach, you have 2 big handfuls of fat on your stomach, that is 3 days that you can go with fasting. And honestly more, because the first day you still have some food in your system. I don't consider yourself truly fasted until about 60 hours in, which is 2.5 days. After 2.5 days, you've eaten the food in your stomach, you've eaten the glycogen in your muscles. So after 2.5 days, you are truly running on E. But that's not true because you're eating your body fat. But anyways, after 2.5 days, I love doing cardio, light cardio, because there's nothing in your body, there's no sugar in your muscles. You are burning pure, unadulterated body fat by that point, and it's fantastic. The feeling you get, oh my God. So literally, you are burning pure body fat. Because I mean, the conundrum with eating healthy and then exercising, for losing weight at least, is okay, I just had a Gatorade. I'm so healthy. Okay, I just had fresh carrot juice. I'm so healthy. So we drink 100 calories something, and then we go running to burn that 100 calories. So yes, it'll make you stronger. It'll make your lungs better. It'll make your heart better. But as far as burning body fat, you are doing 0 to prevent that. You're doing 0 to burn fat. So to burn fat, you've honestly just gotta be in a calorie deficit, which is true. You could eat less and still burn fat, but I tried that for years, and the most I could ever get was kind of a flat stomach. As soon as I implemented fasting, real fasting, that's when the abs started coming, because it just works so much more efficiently. 1 day of fasting is basically 4 days of a calorie deficit. So I mean, you can call it like cheating, you can call it the quick and easy way, but try it first. You're gonna feel a lot better. And it's just a great skill to have. When you've gone 3 days with no food, you realize everything that you've heard since you were a child was a lie. Like the 7 days you'll die, 7 days no food you'll die, 5 days no water you'll die. I've done 5 days with no water, and that's when I was in Beijing teaching a lot, like every day. I was fine. So guys, just push yourself to the limits, and I don't mean that like in the stupid cliche, like exercise way. Don't push yourself to the limit in the gym. Don't destroy your knees, don't destroy your joints, don't rip your pec or break your bicep on some stupid heavy lift. Eat good, eat sensibly, fast, do some light cardio, do some light weights, and you'll just live to be 100 years old and happy. I'm gonna end there just because my throat's getting kind of sore and I still got class later. If anyone is still watching at this point, you are officially my #1 viewer on YouTube, and I want you to write a comment. Anyways, this is William. I hope you enjoyed this just walking vlog, and feel free to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and look at my other videos. I've got news, I've got audiobooks, I'm teaching everyone how to speak Chinese. Go take a look, okay?